Hey guys, it's Ben. Hope your last 2 days have been drama-free and enjoyable and you've been happy. I have been. And you're probably saying, what are you doing? Another update already? You just gave one 2 days ago. I know. That was the week 15 update 2 days ago. Just a real quick reminder over it. That's not what we're doing today. Today we're going to give myself the Mounjaro 5 milligram injection of Mounjaro. Because Wednesday's my new day because of the things that I spelled out in the last video with the pharmaceutical problems that I had getting the drug. It wasn't shortage supply, it was a administrative thing. So anyway, got it straightened out. And to make a long story short, my day has changed now for my injection from Sunday to Wednesday because it took me a couple extra days to get my prescription in once they approved it. So, a quick reminder, 2 days ago, my blood sugar average for the week, for a week 15 update, was 92.14. And I may remind you that I smiled about that number because I'm very happy with it. My doctor says I need to be between 90 and 100 would be her preference. And that's exactly where I am with this Mounjaro, and I'm on the, again, 5 milligrams dosage still. And this is week 15 numbers that I'm giving you. So, and I also did an update a couple videos ago, maybe 2 videos ago, that I went from a 10.6 A1C. In my last blood test, I had a 5.4 A1C, which is a normal reading. It's not even indicating pre-diabetes at that point, but we all know I am. And once you're diabetic, you're always diabetic. Don't think you can talk yourself out of it because of your numbers. You're still there. You're there in a good spot because you're being careful now. Don't let your guard down though. Believe me. Trust me. Anyway, so awesome on the blood glucose numbers, and also the weight numbers are great too. So last week, 2 days ago, I weighed in at 166.4. That's down 3.2 pounds for the week from week 14 to the week 15 update, down 3.2 pounds. Happy with that. That's that's on the higher end of the weight that I've been losing on this stuff. Generally, I'll lose between 1 and 3 pounds, I'd say, on average. I need to go back and average it out, so I'm not lying to you. But that's the way it seems to me. So, but 3.2 pounds, I'm very happy with that. In fact, this week I would have been happy with any weight loss whatsoever. Any weight loss would have been a victory because of last week's troublesome week that I had. Anyway, so here we are. So what are we going to do? If we're not going to do your blood numbers and your weight, talking about all the side effects and everything, what are we going to do in this video? Just give you the injection? Actually, I wanted to say, I've gotten interested in the topic, in the GLP-1 situation and all the other stuff that's out there, just like the GLP-1s. There's a bunch of products out there on the market, more coming as well. There's just keep getting better and better. So I think the only way they could make the Mounjaro better for me would be to maybe lessen the side effects for me. I'm jealous of the people that don't have side effects with this stuff, but it kind of affects me a little bit as far as the stuff that we've already talked about. But if I could get a product that doesn't give me the side effects, I'm going to go for that. Anyway, let's not get down the rabbit hole. Let's stay on subject of what I wanted to talk about. So I've had some time on my hands and I'm interested in the subject, so I'm out there on the YouTubes and on Rumble, and I'm searching for people's vlogs and stuff and their experiences with this stuff. And I've come across a couple that I've watched, and I'm a comment reader. I gotta be honest with you. When I like a video, or if I don't like a video, maybe I'll go down in the comments and see what other people are saying about that video. But if I like a video, I'll go down in the comments as well. I'll write my own comment. But then I'll read other people's comments to see how they felt about the video, you know? It's always nice knowing you're not the only one out there, right? That appreciates something or doesn't appreciate something. To make a long story short, a couple of the comments on a couple of these videos were, I thought, maybe offhand, maybe, let's just say that they were, I don't know. I don't agree with them. And I wanted to get what you guys out there thought. Now, I know our country's gotten to the point where you're on one team or the other, and if you're not on my team, I don't want to have anything to do with you. But that's not the way I operate. That may be the way the world operates today, but that's not the way I operate. If you disagree with me, we're not going to be not friends. We're still going to be friends. In fact, we'll probably be better friends because we'll be able to engage in more conversations, right? We'll be able to argue our points back and forth, right? We don't have to be mean about it, and we don't have to be disagreeable about. We don't have to be disagreeable about it. Is what I'm trying to say. Is we can all get along and we can all have our own opinions about something. Some of these comments, though, kind of struck me as that's a little bit. I don't know how to describe that. Some of these videos that I watch, I should probably tell you that some of the videos that I watch on the GLP-1s are purely obesity, losing weight stuff, right? I find those to be motivational because I'm also doing that same thing. I have been for quite a long time now, for years actually. And I'm finally getting down close to my goal weight. It's crazy to me that I'm almost there and I'm talking about it. I'm 6 pounds away from being at the top end of my goal weight, and I figure I'm 11 pounds away from being where I want to be, generally speaking. So that's what I'm aiming for, and then we're going for the maintenance. But some of the comments were on these people's obesity ones where they're losing weights were kind of, you should leave that drug to the diabetics, right? What are you doing? That drug should be prioritized to diabetes patients, and obesity people shouldn't be getting this drug because there's shortages of it, and they should be allocating it first to diabetes, and then if there's any left over, basically this is what the comments were saying, then to the obese, right? I know that Mounjaro was designed as a diabetic drug, but the effects that it has on obesity is dramatic and unexpected. I think that they weren't expecting that kind of situation, but the weight loss on it is incredible, right? And why wouldn't an obese person want to treat their obesity? Obesity has way more health consequences than, say, a smoker, a 2-pack-a-day smoker, right? Way more than that, way more than a drinker, a heavy drinker, and way more than somebody that's suffering poverty, maybe homeless. Obesity is worse for you than all those things, right? It's a health crisis, really. 23% of Americans, according to this RAND study that I was reading, are obese. That's a major portion of our population. The more I dug into this obesity thing, I came to realize that we're spending more money on treating obesity issues than we are on almost any other illness in the United States. And because we're spending more money on it, that means the insurance companies are spending more money on it. And that means the insurance premiums are going up because they're spending more money on it. That's just the way things work. So another thing I learned in this RAND study, you can look it up for yourself as well. I put a link in the description of this video so you can go view it yourself. I believe in receipts. I believe in providing people, the research that I've done. And if I've ever talked about something that you don't feel I can back up, ask me where I got that from, and I'll be happy to share you the information. But in that same research paper, they say that obese people spend more on healthcare than people of the average weight in their age categories, right? So way more. According to the RAND study, it's 36% more, right? So they're taking up 36% more resources in our healthcare system, which is already being overtaxed with everything that's going on right now. Why wouldn't we want to use this drug if it treats obesity to treat these people as well, right? Relieve some of the stress on our medical system. I think, and this thought crossed my mind and I don't like it. And you let me know if maybe I'm off base, but I feel like some of these people don't feel like obesity is a problem. I feel like maybe they think it may be a problem, but it's not their problem. They didn't make them obese, right? They ate themselves that way. They got there themselves because they kept going back for that second helping. I think that's I think that kind of viewpoint on the situation is pretty common Because I know my family, my parents weren't really overweight and they had that same outlook on it, right? Us kids turned out to be a little bit overweight because of the time we grew up and our lifestyle, right? We grew up at the beginning of the gaming thing, right? I was playing my Atari game console, and that began the situation of not going outside and playing or getting any exercise, and that's when the obesity thing started raising its evil head across the nation. I don't know. I read some of those comments, and seeing the comments in the videos blasting the obese for taking Mounjaro, over diabetic patients. I was kind of surprised by that, right? Because I understand that there is a quote unquote shortage of certain Mounjaros out there right now, certain dosages of Mounjaro. And maybe I'm a conspiritualist theory, but I think that the pharmaceutical company's doing that on purpose. I think that the only reason that Mounjaro has been in the news recently that I could find is because there are shortages around certain areas, right? Only on certain dosages, right? This has been around long enough that you think, and they had to know that the demand on this was going to be incredibly high, right? They had to have known, and they've had plenty of time since that demand kicked in to gen up even more production. So if you're telling me that they can't do it, they don't have the money or the resources to do it, I'm going to call BS on that. I'm thinking that they're keeping these shortages going just to keep their name in the socials and the social medias and have people like panic over it a little bit. Like, it's a rare resource that you can get. It's really not that rare. And they can make more, right? They should make more. There's people out there that need it. I think it's their obligation to make more. And while we're on the subject of more, I also feel they should charge not more, but less, right? They should charge less for this. They tried to charge me $998 for 4 pens the other day. It got me thinking, right? I was paying 98 bucks for 4, and I thought I was getting a pretty good deal. But then I changed pharmacies, and now I'm getting this stuff for like $6 a pen, right? I get a 3-month supply, and I'm paying about $6 per injection. That's a vast difference from what I was paying. And why all the nonconformity? Why all the crazy price levels, right? Something wonky's going on with that, right? Something weird. So anyway, I know there's a couple of you guys out there that are paying attention to my beard trim or lack thereof, and also my fuzzy hair. I know I need to take care of myself, and I just haven't been able to get out of the house all week. But tomorrow's Thursday, and I'm going to plan on getting up there around lunch. Thursdays are a good day. So anyway, if you didn't get my point, I feel that this stuff should be available to both diabetics and obese people, because I feel like, how do you differentiate between what's the worst disease, right? And if you don't think obesity is a disease, you need to look at the science, right? Because there are reasons that people are obese, and almost 99% of those reasons don't involve because they just want to eat all the time. It's almost never that at all. Anyway, so we're here for my injection. This is the week, what is this? Week 16 injection. So next Wednesday, I'll be doing the week 16 update. Anyway, so now you guys can see the situation that I'm getting to. If you looked at some of my earlier videos, you wouldn't find this as disgusting as maybe you do right now, because if you looked at some of the early videos, I was out to about here, right? It used to be about, I'm not even exaggerating, it used to be about right here, right? I was in 38 pants back then. These underwears are 32s, these pajamas are too big for me, and these are larges, right? Also, the extra large t-shirts are also too big for me now. So now I'm into a large, officially into a large shirt. So next time I order a t-shirt online, which I do quite often. If I like a t-shirt, I'll order it. It's gonna be a large. And that's the first time I can say that since I was in high school, probably. Anyway, so week 16's injection, and we'll update you next Wednesday. Just to remind you, I'm on the 5 milligram version. I like to switch it up left and right, but I'm getting to the age now where if it's not an important thing, it kind of leaves my brain and I can't remember if I did the left or the right. And you know what? I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my left side today. And then next week I'll put it in my right. I'll put a note down on my little piece of paper right here. But so far, it's been working good. So far it's been working good. Anyway, so I'm getting there, you guys. I got some ways to go, right? I got some ways to go. But I'm only about 6 pounds away from the top of my weight goal and about 11 pounds away from where I actually want to be. The rest of this stuff is going to be toning it up, which I'm going to do as soon as my foot recovers. So here we go. I've got the Mounjaro 5 milligram that we're doing the week 16 injection in. I've already cleaned the area. We're going to go 2 inches away from my belly button. It doesn't really matter. It's just in a radius around my belly button. In a fat area, I like to do it. The fat area, the better. You don't need to push it too hard, just firmly. Put it up against your skin. Then you unlock it, and when you push the purple button, a reminder, you're going to hear 2 clicks. The first click is the plunger going in, and the second click is that plunger finishing its drive, right? So when you hear the second click, you can look down into this little clear window right here, and you'll see the plunger where that liquid is right now. There'll be a little like gray plunger, and you'll know that the injection's complete. So here we go. 2 inches away from the belly button, unlocked, pushing the button and waiting for 2 clicks. That's 1 click. That's 2 clicks. I look down, I see the plunger all the way in the deployed position, and now I can remove it. So guys, that's my injection for week 16. Week 16 update next Wednesday. Please come back and please comment below and let me know what you think. I could be way off base on this. I've been wrong before. I've had conversations with people and they've been able to change my mind about things. There are some things that they weren't able to. I've almost never been able to change anybody's mind about anything. But my mind is changeable. So if you have an opinion on what's going on with the obesity versus the diabetes comments and how you feel about that, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, let me know. I personally, like I said, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. I think that obesity is just as big a problem as diabetes personally. Diabetes has been in my family for a long time, not my parents, but in all the kids and everything. So I understand the health risks it pose. Any hoodle, I'm going on too long again. We'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a great week. Be good to each other and keep on keeping on.